really quick up top. We're gonna do plugs up top today.
Okay.
Because I want to get them in before fucking everyone. You know, we don't. You know, we're trying to up listener retention. Anyways, plugs up top. Stand-up date. Exciting stand-up date. April 17th, 8 p.m. Deaf Noodles Comedy Club. Yeah, we're back at Deaf Noodles. Booked on the secret headliner show at Deaf Noodles. So if you go to Deaf, yeah, we don't know who it is. We don't know who it could be. A fucking A-lister.
I think it might be you.
It could be. I don't think I'm not the headliner.
That's still an A-lister though.
I'm one of the. I think technically I'm one of the lucky comics that got drawn out of a bucket to perform of the open micers. But anyways, deafnoodlescomedyclub.com. $10 tickets. Guys, please, this is my first non-open mic show in Los Angeles. It would mean a lot. Aaron's came and seen me do stand-up recently.
Fantastic set.
It was very nice. Thank you. So please, if you're around, if you're in Hollywood/LA, April 17th, 8 p.m., Deaf Noodles Comedy Club. Aaron, what do you want to plug? Quick.
Probably plug my phone in, actually.
Do you need a charger?
I might actually on the way here.
Get you a charger, man.
I don't have anything to plug.
All right.
I got nothing going on.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Please come. And we're going to start the show.
Wait for that theme music.
Yeah. Do you want me to get a phone charger really quick?
Nah, it was half a bit.
It was nice. It was a good joke. I liked it.
It was good.
Cheers.
Yes, sir. Never thought I'd see myself on this couch. This is hype.
Come on.
This is hype.
This is nice. This is going to be a fun one. And any excuse to drink a Modelo on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yes, sir. Who made the song?
The song, Maxwell Scroggs on the theme music. We love you, buddy. We miss you.
Shout out.
He's not, like, gone or anything. He's just... I haven't seen him in a bit.
Flying high.
Yeah, it sounds like he's dead, but he's still here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Aaron. MF Rudman.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Anytime.
It's been, we've had we've kind of gone back to basics in the last 3 weeks. I've been running through your roommates.
Yeah, just like that one girl in high school. Yep, just
exactly like that. And it's been fun. It's been, most of the people that have come on the show I know well. And the last few weeks, it's people that I'm familiar with but don't know very well. So that's been, I'm not sure how much the listeners love, hearing about the college days again. But I don't care.
I don't really have many of those.
All right, well, perfect. Yeah. This is going to be a fucking great episode, dude. We're just going to fucking rip it. Why don't you introduce yourself? And this new camera angle is all, this is a Rudman innovation. So please introduce yourself however you see fit.
What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron, and happy to be on the show.
Yeah, I like making people introduce themselves, just because it's like, well, isn't that your fucking job?
I know. You're supposed to do that.
I'm Aaron. That is nice.
Yes, introduction.
Yeah, man. So you said you've listened to a couple episodes of the show.
I have, yes.
You heard Jamal's episode.
Saw Jamal, saw Jeevan, saw a couple of the old ones with Katie, and then I saw one with Ben and Justin.
Yeah,
Can't remember who else was in there.
We're trying, there's no rules on this show, right? It's no lawless.
Like
we can do whatever we want, dude. But I'm trying. I've been trying different things. We were gonna do news of the week this week because we did news of the week last week and it was fun.
News of the week last week was insane.
It was kind of last week was a good week to do news of the week. This week the news was kind of sad. The only story I could find was Guy Fieri threw Tom Hanks out of a restaurant.
Oh no. Cast it away.
For being woke, I guess. And so, I figured, well, fuck it. That's not, we're just gonna chat, man. How do you feel about that?
We could just chat. I'm happy with that. You lead, I'll follow.
Yeah, our fridge broke.
Oh no,
Yesterday.
our fridge broke.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it a power issue or was it like a part?
It was. I believe it was a part issue, but it acted as a power issue because it just kind of died. Like all of our stuff. Gone.
It's a nightmare. It's an
Hundreds of
absolute
dollars of
nightmare.
food.
Exactly. I went grocery shopping on Monday, which I'm trying to get better at grocery shopping, right?
Yeah.
Because I've never been good at eating vegetables.
Oh, for real?
Like I've never
I do love vegetables. That's one thing about me.
Okay.
I love 'em.
Well, now I want to talk about this for a little bit. What's your go-to veg? Because so I like broccoli. Like I like pan frying some broccoli. With some
fair.
stuff.
I do like some broccoli.
You know, my mom used to make asparagus that I would like sometimes, but ultimately it's like
Makes you piss
outside
so
of
weird.
putting exactly.
Yeah,
Makes your
it's
piss makes smelly pee. And outside of like putting, spinach on a sandwich, like what's your vegetable? Like how are you chefing up these veggies?
I mean, I think it's peppers. I think it's just every pepper I can find I put into whatever I make.
Nice.
I'll eat like red peppers.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Just saute up. Okay.
No, just straight raw, like
Oh,
snacking on
really?
red peppers.
Okay.
Love the
Have you
crunch.
seen? I've
Yeah.
seen a carrot salad going viral.
Is that what's popular these days?
It's like cutting carrots really thin and then just like olive oil and salt. And people say eating that just makes you feel better, but I'm like,
Doesn't carrot improve your eyesight? Am I making that up?
No, I think vitamin A, good for your eyes, which I could probably use. I got bad eye. I got one bad eye.
You got the cool glasses.
You like these glasses?
I do. It makes you look like a record label owner, honestly.
Oh, nice.
I feel like you're about to sign me.
Like a 70s
I've actually always thought
Predator.
that. First time I saw you, I'm like, well, I can tell he's Jewish, which plays into it.
Yeah,
And he
which
looks
plays
like
into the record label.
owner. I really did think that.
I like record label over Jeffrey Dahmer, which is what that's
now
like
that you say that.
90% of what I get is you look like a fucking serial killer.
Well, you don't act like it. You don't.
Thanks,
like
man.
It.
I try to have a disarming vibe because when you got what I got going with,
You got a good thing
gotta
going.
overcompensate.
No, you got a great thing going, homie.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
But yes, the fridge broke
The fridge broke.
and the freezer broke as well.
Yep. Usually, I mean, they're connected, so
It's usually a
it
twofer.
happens. You got the 2-for-1 deal.
And is there an odor in here? Does
An
it smell?
odor?
Yeah, does it smell? Because like when you open the fridge, like there
No.
is. I've been trying to pinpoint the mystery smell.
It's
There's a
somewhere.
mystery
We just
smell
don't know
in
where.
there. Can't find it. And I've been. I didn't want to throw away my groceries because I
It's
just
expensive.
bought them and
Yeah.
it was expensive. So I've been like eating.
You've just been eating.
I've been eating out of the fridge and freezer, and so it's kind of like a ticking time bomb
I was gonna
situation.
say it's like a little like when am I gonna get sick?
That's exactly
Will
what
it
it
be
is.
this meal
and,
or next meal?
Yeah, every slight stomach rumble is like, is this it? Is this the emergency?
Is this the one?
Like,
It's the big one right
am I
here.
done? So that's been. So I guess since we couldn't do news, I've been doing news of the week just in my life. And so it's
What's
been.
going on with Hunter?
It's been the fridge and the freezer mostly.
Okay.
It's been. We're still ripping physical therapy hard. We're getting
I was
there.
gonna ask about that. How's your knee doing?
Thanks for asking. It's getting better. You want to see the scar, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
That's
There's
so
one
much
right
more
there,
large
too.
than I thought it would be.
Right? It was, and it's getting a lot. Like when it first
Wow, they
happened, it was
cut
like
you open.
purple and black. It was,
Yeah.
So it's
That's gnarly.
They fucking sliced and diced me, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting better. Been watching Ken Burns' Civil War documentary. Are you
Is
familiar?
that because of your set?
well, that's yes. Well, I have a joke in my set about, and it's actually
It's
a
a great
joke
joke.
based off a podcast bit from a few weeks ago where I was talking about the Civil War simulation that we did in school.
Yeah.
And I did get to that sort of did inspire me to get back into that mindset. I've been thinking about generals a
frontline
lot.
mindset, yeah.
I've been thinking about generals because did you see Napoleon?
The movie?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have any interest in seeing it?
I have interest in hearing you talk about it.
Thank you.
But I've never once thought I'm gonna go.
I
want to
go see Napoleon. Yeah. So like I just I'm fascinated by like I'm kind of fascinated by all wars. I think
It's crazy
I'm
stuff.
slowly turning into my father.
Okay.
Kind
He's a
of
big
on that
warhead.
track. Huge, always for as long as I can remember. Like
Was he military?
he was an Air Force guy.
My brother wants to get in the Air Force.
Really young.
Yeah. 14.
The one
now.
that is he not the brother that I met on the set of Kicking Kids?
That was the one.
That was the
He was the kid that was kicked.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the kid.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that later. But wait, does he want to go to like an academy?
He doesn't know what he wants to do. He's like, he really likes playing. I think he's just,
I think he just likes planes.
I think he's just a little, maybe just a little,
He
but
might
in a
have a
good
little
way.
touch.
It's cute. It's like
It's nice. It's endearing.
when he came here, like his favorite, or not his favorite, his like biggest thing that he wanted to do in LA was not Griffith. It wasn't the Grove. It wasn't Calabasas. It was, I'm just excited to go land at LAX.
Whoa,
Yeah.
he wants to look at airport infrastructure.
He's really into it. He's got this like flight tracker on his phone.
Oh, nice.
So he's always like, if he sees a plane in the sky, he'll whip out his phone.
Cool.
A320 right there.
Oh, that's kind of
Boeing.
cool.
Yeah.
Is it like as you're kind of like, all right, though?
Yeah, no, like there's, and like, no, because he gets way too into it. For like maybe 2 years now, he's been really ripping Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, dude, yeah, my cousin got really into that.
And it's kind of, it's like when he first told me about that, I'm like, oh, this is sick. And I watched him take off.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is dope. Like,
Yeah.
this is so cool. And then he's like, all right, well, we got like 2 hours to go.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So and he's just
That's
like,
the thing. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a very much to scale.
Yeah,
So
oh,
it's,
yeah.
So just for the listeners, like
The whole world.
like my cousin would like be like, yeah, we're running fucking JFK to LAX today. So you do your pre-flight
Yeah,
checks, you get all
yeah.
that, you take off. That's kind of a fun game.
he's like flicking the switches.
yeah, and then you're just in the air for 4.5
I know.
hours.
I'm like, this is fun for you. He's
I
like,
guess,
yeah,
this
I guess.
scratches the itch, man. So does he want to be like? Does he want to go to pilot school?
He does. He's not 100% sure like what his track is.
Damn.
But it's like he thinks he might go Air Force because they would pay for college.
Yeah.
They would a lot of benefits to that, and
Wow.
he could be like, I'm in the Air Force.
Yeah.
so.
Is he like? Wow, I'm kind of fascinated.
Me too, honestly.
Does he want to be a fighter pilot?
So I told him I would be okay with anything as long as he's not in combat.
Yeah, right,
But
dude.
probably, right?
Yeah.
What kid doesn't want to be a fighter pilot?
That's kind of the dream, dude.
it is the dream.
Is he a Top Gun fan?
He probably. I don't think he's seen more than 5 movies.
Wow,
He's not a big
not a movie guy.
No, big TV dude though.
Interesting.
But like just the Thundermans.
The Thunderman.
That's all he
okay,
watches.
nice. Okay, well, anyways, that was a nice tangent. I like that.
Good tangent.
But we're talking generals.
Yes.
And like I'm just so like World War I is kind of considered the mark of modern warfare,
Right.
In the sense that tactics hadn't adjusted yet, but technology took a
all-
leap that
right.
fucked everyone up.
Everyone was fucked. You're not wrong.
Absolutely ridiculous. But like I'm very fascinated, like
warfare.
in before that, like especially like Napoleonic War, like I maybe this is ego or hubris, but like I just think I could have been a general.
You could have been.
Cause like
You
it's
got the look.
like, dude,
You got
especially
the look.
when the stash
That's
is
what I'm
out and
saying.
full. But like it's just
I would
like
follow any order you gave.
yeah, thank
die.
you.
I would be like,
And
all
it
right.
just go up the hill.
Hunter says, "Do
into
it,
the
I'm in."
cannons, and that's like what most war was just one guy sending all of thousands of other dudes just at a cannon, and I just
So scary.
and I don't know what it is about. I just feel like I could figure out where to put the most cannons.
You've played a
Better
lot of
than the
Risk in your
other
day. Yeah, you know.
I dabbled in Risk, and then Civil War. I just think it's very interesting. You know,
You got to see the movie Civil War, the A24.
are you excited for that?
I'm going to see it with my dad. We have a
fuck.
whole
Oh,
thing
yeah,
set
we-
up and
yeah, I
everything.
heard you say that.
I think we did talk about that, yeah.
Back in Michigan.
Yes, I am going back to Michigan.
And Alex, wait, what else has Alex Garland done? I don't know.
My
But I
Fatal
know
Flaw, I
he
don't know.
he has like a. I know like Ben is convinced. He's like entrenched in the idea that the movie's gonna suck because he's out on Garland.
He's a
out
hater.
on the whole. He's an absolute hater.
Okay.
And the first time I saw that Civil War trailer, I was like,
This is insane.
this shit fucking looks really cool.
It looks great.
I'm
It
really
looks super
excited for
cool.
this. So in a sense, I am doing. You know, you have to you have to know history to know the future.
I'm not a history buff.
That's
not
fine.
a history buff.
And I'll move off it.
No.
just-
I'll talk about it. I got a 4 on the AP World Test.
Yeah, oh,
I mean,
sick, nice, dude. I just think the Civil War is very interesting. I don't really have much else to say about it, honestly. But that's
Do you
what I've
think
been
that
watching.
We are close now to another Civil War.
I don't know. You know, it certainly is easy to feel like shit's hot right now.
It is.
Shit is
It's heating up at least.
testy.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know, I don't know. I think. You know, I don't. I know Texas was talking about seceding.
That was a thing. Yeah, like a month ago. You're right. They were. Did they do it?
No, dude, they fucking back down from that. I don't know. It's the so they say in the Ken Burns doc, every like from the Mayflower, everything led up to the Civil War before it. Like every fucking action in the colonial America from the Revolution onwards was leading up to the Civil War, and every single thing that's happened since then can be very, easily traced back to it. Like every single event, which I think is just fascinating. And I do think if you follow that plot, like it certainly looks like we're heading towards some hot times, but
I mean, even just in the movie trailer, like they're saying some stuff that would start an actual war, you know?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
A lot of major players in that movie.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we'll get a Garland style where because what that was like, I haven't looked at the map in a while. The Garland map that was going around Twitter where it was like, the Republic of Texas and the Republic of California,
yeah.
And then the different territories. And it's like, I don't think we'll get that. I don't think so. I think what's more likely, and this isn't necessarily a very funny segment of the podcast.
No, this is super serious.
I think what's more likely is just like organized, like semi-organized skirmishes and like civil conflict more than like a complete secession and formation of a new country that would go to war with the old country. I think we're pretty far beyond that just with the way everything's set up, but it's going to be an interesting election cycle.
It's going to be great, especially after this premiere, yeah.
Especially after Civil War comes out,
dude.
dude. Those guys in Texas might get some ideas.
No, you never know. They're like, oh, they did it in the movie.
Fuck yeah, we got to try this shit. We'll get off Civil War. What have you been watching lately? What have you been watching?
Okay, so when I first moved here a few months
welcome
ago,
to LA, by the way.
Thank you. I was trying to finish Sopranos and Adventure Time. I was watching them with my buddy Cesar.
Nice.
Shout out Cesar.
Shout out Cesar.
But didn't want to I couldn't finish them because I wanted to wait till I was back with him. You know what I mean?
Nice. That's
he
nice.
walked me through like the first 4 seasons of Sopranos and the first 5 of it. I'm like, I gotta finish it with him. You
gotta have the boy there. Yeah.
But like a week ago, got sick for a couple days. So
when you're posted up in bed, all of a sudden
I ripped the entire 3-Body Problem.
Oh, okay, cool. Did you like it?
I really liked it. I don't know if I loved it.
Okay.
Wow. It was. You know what? No. Fuck it. I loved it. It was really good.
Cool.
It was pretty good. The first episode's insane. Have you seen it? Know anything about it?
I've read about it and I've seen some very glowing reviews about it. And I do like a sci-fi. Like I like a really good sci-fi concept,
Yeah.
And this seems like it has that.
Super good. There's some real interesting stuff. Very end of the world. Very very sci-fi.
All right, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna check that out.
Definitely check it out.
And are you excited? So, are you excited for just some more quick movie chat? Godzilla X Kong.
Saw the trailer. Never got into the Godzilla movies.
Okay.
I had a lot of friends in elementary school that were interested in it.
Cool.
Before they transitioned to middle school and lost interest, they're like,
Started
"Oh,
liking
I like
cool
girls
shit."
now." Yeah. But it looks insane. Like I do like those movies with a lot of CG where it's just action craziness because it's like, I like a spectacle movie once in a while.
Dude, I totally
That's what
agree.
that seems like to me.
And it's like, I know, especially now that we're LA guys, dude.
We're residents.
And now
we're
there's
locals.
like LA film culture is so,
especially like all of our friends are in the industry.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about actors and movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And a lot of them are, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but a lot of them are artists,
Yes.
and very much interested in the artistic aspect. And that's good. And I enjoy that, obviously. But sometimes you just want to see a big
Just
monkey
two
with a robot
giant
arm.
fucking creatures going
You want to
at
see
it.
him fight and just kind of turn your brain off for a little bit. So I'm excited for that. But man, how are you liking LA so far?
Loving LA. Absolutely loving it. It's definitely a transitionary period.
A little bit of whiplash.
A little bit. I think I was prepared for it. Like I knew for like at least a year or two that I was gonna come here. And so like I had the time to like, figure out.
Kind of sort of get yourself in the mindset of what it would be like.
Yeah.
And you've been busy since you got here. Do you want to talk about anything you've been up to? Are you allowed to talk about anything you've been up to?
Do you want the boring stuff or the fun stuff?
Oh shit, man. Give me a little bit of both.
So the boring stuff right now, just fucking running through like 4 or 5 months of project management for my company.
Cool.
And that's super uninteresting.
Okay.
I'm interested in it.
Yeah, right. Well,
no one else
yeah,
would.
okay.
Yeah, no trust.
We'll work
trust.
up to it though.
Okay.
All right.
But we did get a chance to work on something together as a house, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
Which ended up being borderline Israeli propaganda, but it was.
But it was you were working in movies.
We
dude.
were, yeah.
You got the experience.
This dude I knew, Guy Shalem, dope dude. You'll meet him at some point for sure.
Okay, sweet.
He is an Israeli filmmaker who like fled. I should turn my phone off. I just heard the ringer go off. No one wants to hear my ringtone. My roommates get annoyed at it.
Do you have a unique ringtone? Is it not one
No,
of the
it's
Apple
just like the
ones?
new iOS had a bunch of ringtones, and there's just one that I was like, that's the one.
Dude, I might go back to like using a song as a ringtone.
Oh,
dude.
I have a
might
couple
go back.
people that I have songs for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
All
right, sorry.
No. Fucking guy basically hit me up, and he lives here now.
Cool.
He fled Israel in like I don't even know, the 80s, whenever he was 17, and he didn't want to go to the war. Back on the war topic, and he came here, and I met him like sophomore year of college.
Cool.
He found me through TikTok.
Cool. Okay,
was
we're gonna
hype.
talk. We're gonna cover that as well.
We could cover.
We're gonna get there. Dude. We're gonna get there.
The influencer days.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about this.
And he was like, "Do you know a couple DPs, like a producer and an editor? Like, we want to get some project going together for." Do you know Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp? You ever hear of that?
I've had it explained to me.
Okay.
I think by Jeevan.
Yeah. So basically, like, there's this dude David who created a company in California where you pay like an absurd amount of money, and you get to. It's like so much money, and you get to go like for a week around LA to like different recording studios.
It's crazy.
And they'll bring in like some dope ass like rock
some
stars
legends.
like Ozzy and whoever.
Like some
we didn't
literal legends.
We got a bunch of names dropped for us for like what we were gonna see, and the only one of note that we saw was Sebastian Bach, who is from Skid Row.
Wait, okay.
Don't feel bad because I did not know who he was.
I was
either.
gonna say he sounds like a classical. Isn't Johann Sebastian Bach?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
He just took
He's
the
a
name
rocker.
and ran with it. He's a rocker. Big rocker, like long blonde hair, that kind of,
that era.
It's like 60 now, but he's still going at it. Like he still can get on the stage and please a crowd.
I like that.
But the difference with this one was they had brought a bunch of people from like the October 7th attack in Israel.
Yes, this is what I heard.
And it was like, they were at a music festival. A lot of them were artists. And so it was like, let's fund them coming here and like getting away from it all.
Yeah, which on its surface is like, well, that's nice, but then
It's like,
sometimes
what
once
are
you
we-
get into the actual meat and potatoes of what you're making, the messaging can get a little.
It was definitely, it was a little bit like, what is the actual purpose here?
Yeah.
Because we would be doing like an interview setup with one of the people, and like the guy would be like, okay, so how does it feel,
Yeah, right. Whoa.
It's like, whoa, I thought we were here to play music.
Yeah, dude, I literally would like to talk about rock and roll.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was a fun, little shoot.
And like cool, like it's like for a first real like Hollywood experience, like you've experienced a little bit of everything kind of already.
Oh yeah, I mean we got
which
to
is pretty
go
cool.
Not too far, but like North Hollywood, and we were running around. It was cool. One of the days, you ever hear of a Whiskey A Go Go?
Yes, the bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was where Sebastian Bach was.
Okay.
So during the LA Marathon, we were shooting, and it was like everyone's running on Sunset, and we had to like find parking and like navigate our camera bag through these people running, like dodging them.
A little bit of a nightmare, but that's what it's all about. Dude.
It was
that's
fun.
making movies.
It was fun, and it was like it was a good like roommate bonding experience for sure.
Yeah, you guys all got to work on it together, and all 5. How many? Okay, so it's you, Jeevan, Jamal, Jake, Matt.
Exactly.
All 5 of you worked on it.
Matt was editing. Jeevan was producing. I was DP with Jamal and Jake.
Damn. Yeah. Very cool. Wow. Okay. Well, now let's fucking go back to the start. I like this is kind of what I've liked doing. I like to do full circle. Let's cover recently. Now let's go all the way back to the beginning. Up. Yeah. So fucking, what were you like as a kid, man? What kind of a kid were you? What were you like in school?
I feel like I had eras.
Yeah.
Depending on like.
Okay. Well, let's start like early elementary. Are you like kind of a nerd? Are you kind of?
It's too young to say. I
Are you
think
shy.
I definitely became a nerd towards the end of elementary
Okay.
school. My dad, being the Jewish man he is, would give me $1 every time I completed a Khan Academy course. He's like, we're gonna get this kid smart. I made like $60. I was like, I'm rich.
He knew how to dangle the carrot in front of you. It's $1.
I was like, Dad, this one was pretty hard. He's like, all right, $2. Yeah.
Nice.
I would say, yeah, I definitely became. I think I've figured out who I was in middle school.
Okay, which was what?
Which was just the weird kid.
Nice.
But like the friendly weird kid.
Yeah, the weird kid that was endearing, not the weird kid that
exactly.
was like,
Yeah, well, I have my moments. We've all had our moments.
And you're from Michigan.
From Michigan, from West Bloomfield, Michigan.
West Bloomfield, okay.
Yep.
West Bloomfield High School?
Walled Lake Northern High School,
Walled
actually.
Lake North. I'm trying to think. Do we have, I want to say another Walled Lake. Mackenzie Mollison, was she a Walled Lake?
Don't know her.
I don't know. I want to say we've had a Walled Lake alum on the show as well, but maybe not. Anyways.
We got one now, so.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're excited about it. And Walled Lake is a public school.
Is a public school.
And you liked that.
I did like that. I had a couple friends in private schools, and
Yeah.
like private schools are cool.
Yeah.
Better education for sure.
Right.
Something about public school, just a cesspool of.
Dude, there's a charm and a grime to it.
Yeah.
Like a cesspool is
You get
interesting.
dirty in there. You're like,
because it's everyone, and I
It is
think that's
everyone.
so important for a kid.
it's good to see what. I think you got to be around different people in life, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there were so many different people. In there.
You'll meet
You got the
all
whole spectrum.
kinds. And so, what kind of stuff are you doing in middle school? You said you're a weirdo. So
Yeah.
are you like, what are you reading comic books? Are you just watching a bunch
Never
of
got
stuff?
into comic books. I definitely got into I was playing the Wii a lot in middle school.
Gamer. You were a bit of a gamer.
I had a gamer face.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, the Wii was. I want to say no. I think I had a GameCube, but the Wii was.
Oh, dude.
The Wii
I'll
was
never forget the day my
big.
dad brought home the GameCube.
Oh my god, it's okay. So, what were your go-to games, dude? What were you playing Nintendo with?
Well, my dad illegally downloaded like 2,000 games, like so many games.
Whoa, that's sick though.
And I played one of them,
Which
was
was?
Resident Evil 4.
Nice.
That was my big
That's
game.
a fun one. That was GameCube.
That was
Or
no,
Wii?
that was on the Wii. GameCube was pretty much just Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Mario
classic.
Kart, dude. Mario Party was big for me.
I played Mario Party, but we never had it
Yeah.
at home. It's rough.
Did you ever play like Super Mario Sluggers?
Oh, you just fucking unlocked. Wait, no, like for real?
I fucking
Actually, though?
loved Super Mario
Yeah,
Sluggers.
me and my friend Avery would play that, and Strikers, dude.
Yes, dude. Yes, those
My
were the two
buddy
best
Luke and
ones.
I play
thought.
Strikers all the time still. I've started playing that a lot in college, actually.
Really?
It's freshman year.
Oh, you had a GameCube up there?
I brought it. I got a GameCube here. I've just. My dad's like, I don't use it. You can take it wherever.
Dude, we should have GameCube night.
I would
one
love
night.
to play Strikers.
Oh,
with
that
you.
would be so fun.
I'm so down.
All right, let's we'll set that up after the show.
I'm so down for that.
Hey, dude, a GameCube night. We get some beers over there. Oh man, that would be. We get some pizza. We get some Domino's.
This sounds like the best night.
That's
of LA.
happening.
Yes.
That's gonna happen. Okay, Super Mario Striker, Wii, Resident Evil 4. I never played the Resident Evil games. I've seen because I was big. I was a pretty I gamed. But I like
You were a
2K.
gamer.
I like 2K a lot.
Yeah, you are into sports a lot more
I'm
than
a big
I,
sports guy.
which is hype. I love sports too.
Hell yeah. Okay, wait. So what were your when did you you're in Detroit? Are you going to Tigers games? You going to?
Yeah, we would go to Tigers games. That was like the one thing that we would
Yeah.
go to. Never been to a Red Wings game. Never been to a
I
Lions
have
game.
not been to a Red Wings game either.
I know, it's so sad.
I would have liked to go in the old arena. I think that would have been cool, but I sort of missed my window there.
A little bit. I think you got to go back in time for that.
Tigers games were nice though, you know?
Dude,
Even if you're not a huge baseball fan,
Oh, it was the greatest.
spending a day at the ballpark with your family.
Or friends. Like
Or
we would have
buddies.
our friends would have like birthdays there.
Yeah.
It was like, 9 innings,
man,
hot
dude.
dogs, dude.
Oh, I can't even imagine friend's
greatest.
birthday at the ballpark. One of my family friends had a bar mitzvah at Comerica Park.
That
was
like on the
sick.
field.
It was up in a box, like the party was, but he got to go out onto the field because it was his special day.
I feel like a lot of the and I've never, there's very few Jewish friends that I
Yeah.
have here, so I never get to ask this question. But like, do you also think that the bar mitzvah game was, at least for the parents, kind of like who can throw the best party for their kid.
Yes. So
Because
that's
whoever your Tigers friends was, their parents won.
They fucking won.
Yeah,
and they
won.
know they won too, dude. That guy knew he won. That's interesting. So I grew up on the west side of the state, Kalamazoo.
Yep.
I was the only Jewish kid in my grade
Oh shoot!
in high school.
Not a lot
So
of
yeah, there was
Hebrewites
there was
out
like
there.
very
Okay.
few Jews at my high school. There was like a couple half Jewish kids that tried to claim it to like talk to me. So I'll be like, dude,
I'm a
not
minority.
dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And there was one or two others in the grades below me, and one in the grade of 2 grades above me. But like all the bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs that I really went to was mainly family and a couple family
Okay.
friends on the east side of the state usually. And yes, that a lot of times it did seem like this is, a celebration of the kid, but very much for the parents
Right.
and the family.
Yeah,
Did your bar mitzvah have a theme? I didn't have a theme.
I did.
What was your theme?
It was
Resident Evil 4.
Civil War. It was
That would have been crazy.
it was AHL, Aaron's Hockey League.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. You were a hockey fan.
I was a hockey player.
Oh, okay.
Played hockey.
Cool. When did that start?
6 or 7,
Okay.
and lasted all the way up to like 14, 15.
Okay. When other kids started getting like kind of big.
No, kind of good.
Kind of really
and I
good
was like,
at it.
I'm out of the game now.
Yeah, man.
I can't keep up.
That's what happened with football for me, dude. All of a sudden, and all my, still to this day, like a lot of the friends from high school that I'm close with were all on the football team all the way through. But
Okay.
once I got to sophomore year, and my knees were already a little banged up,
Yep. That'll
it
happen.
was just like,
Oh, you were going hard.
I was going hard. I was
going
putting the
hard.
work in, dude, but it was pretty clear that I wasn't going to get any taller than 5'8". and I had a wide body, and I was playing
And
on
at
the
that
line.
point, they start growing, and
Dude,
it's like,
we went and scrimmaged some dudes in Muskegon with like
Okay.
their whole O-line was like had Power 5 offers.
oh wow.
And I just absolutely got the shit kicked out of me.
What
Like,
was your position?
I played D-line. I played defensive
might have said
line.
that already. Yeah, okay.
And going up against offensive tackles that like had offers like from SEC schools,
Even
or
just
like were being looked at
The
by
thought is
SEC.
scary.
It's just like the dude felt bad for me. So offensive line, if it's a run play, you're allowed to just like fucking drive forward
Right.
and push the guy as far down as you want. On pass plays, you can't be more than 5 yards downfield.
Okay.
So this guy, every time a run play was called, would just knock the snot out of me. Like my best strategy was to just try to fall down as soon as I can to clog up the holes.
Maybe
Like,
he'll trip over me.
like literally, maybe I could force the running back to go outside. On pass plays, he would literally just come out of his stance and then just like wait for me, and like I would try to hit him, and he would just be like.
I'm so
Like,
sorry.
he like laughed
for what I'm
He was
about
like,
to do.
"Dude." But like he wouldn't even like he took pity on me. He wouldn't even throw me down. He'd just be like, dude, I can just hold you here. And so that was
Oh,
very
no,
much
that's
like
gotta-
that was
that's
more
so-
demoralizing, dude.
crazy.
My dad and sister are in the stands, just like keep trying, Hunter. And
It's a mental game as much as it is a physical game.
absolutely,
Yeah.
it's all between the ear holes, and that was
Yeah.
the end of my. I remember not long after that, or I guess it would have been the following summer. My buddy Dan Peerby, who is probably not listening to this, but he just got engaged this week.
Shout out Dan.
So
Congrats.
we're really happy
Congrats.
for Dan.
That's big.
And I went to West Virginia with my buddy Daniel, and the stipulation of going on this trip from his parents was that we had to be back in time for football workouts on Monday.
He's
so it was
committed.
a long weekend. He was committed.
Yeah.
Very disciplined guy. And we got back, and she dropped us off at football workouts, and Dan got out, and then I got out, and I looked at Dan's mom, and I was like, you got to take me home. I'm not fucking,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
done.
going to this.
I'm cooked.
And I was like, Coach, and the coach was our AP European history teacher. He was a really cool guy.
Oh, you had European history. That's
I never took AP World. I took AP Euro instead.
cool. AP World was a time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Anyways, this story, I was just like, Coach,
Keep going. No,
I'm
no,
not
keep
I'm
going.
not playing anymore. And he was like, and like I would always joke that like I was gonna like play quarterback because kind of funny. I obviously wasn't. So he was like, "Yo, Hunter, we need you to play QB. We need you to get our wide receivers in shape." And I was just like, "I'm fucking leaving." And
I'm gone. I'm
I
out.
didn't show up to another football workout.
Damn.
I think it bummed him out. I think coaches always liked me as a locker room guy. And
you were wait. What's the thing that they call? You're a personality hire.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was, and I got like,
cool as
I
fuck.
got more playing time than I should have ever gotten because of that. Because the coaches liked that, and it ultimately led to us getting exposed. Like the D line that we had that year that I was playing on, like the other kid opposite side of me, like played college football. The kid in the middle played like rugby semi-professionally.
Oh, that's scary.
Like our linebackers behind us all went on to play college football. So I was completely out of my element.
Okay.
Anyways, hockey. You know.
I mean, you'd think I'm talking about ice hockey, by the way, which I'm not.
Oh, wait, what?
Roller, dog.
I'm sorry.
No, it's true. It's fair. Roller hockey, bro.
Holy shit. When you
Different
said
than
not
roller
ice
derby.
hockey, the first thing I thought was maybe field hockey. You were
Or
playing
floor hockey, roller. Dude.
roller hockey.
JCC had a fucking roller
Jewish
hockey
Community
rink.
Center.
The Jewish Community Center.
I definitely hung
in
out
West
there a couple
Bloomfield.
times in West Bloomfield.
You know about the one?
The
then?
grandparents took me there a couple times.
Great
Yeah.
place.
That
Fantastic.
it was a really fun place. Wow. Okay.
I,
So
grew up
roller
there.
hockey. Are you wearing You're wearing pads?
Oh, it's all
still?
the same gear. And I played ice hockey for a couple years, but it was too expensive.
Yeah.
And they were
Oh,
like,
God.
this is
And-
half the price and closer.
Dude, just getting on a team is so expensive. Wow.
Yeah. But it was not, it was like so few people played it that generally we would just be the same two teams most
Yeah,
years.
right.
Just every year. Like every single week we'd go against
Great
each
way
other.
to build up a rivalry, though.
Oh, the rivalries were crazy. It was actually insane.
Any major injuries playing that? It seems physical.
Maybe just to my ego towards the end.
Yeah.
When they got good.
Wow.
But
Wow, that's very interesting. Did those kids that played roller hockey also play ice hockey, or was it kind of just like we didn't want to fucking spend the money for ice hockey? We're playing roller hockey.
that's pretty much what it
Yeah.
was. It was like a cheaper way to do it, and
That's cool.
yeah,
And that's played with a ball, right? Not a
No,
puck.
no, it's
that's
a
with a
puck.
puck.
it's just
On
it's the same
hardwood,
on
like a gym
oh,
floor.
I
like
never
a
knew what
lacquered
the
gym
actual
floor?
material of the floor
Whoa.
was. It was I couldn't even plastic maybe
Okay. Wow.
It was fun.
Do you have any film from these days? I'd love to see some film.
Review it.
I'd love to watch tape.
My mom definitely recorded
Yeah.
something in the stands for sure.
So Aaron's hockey league. So okay, so
Aaron's
that's middle
hockey
school.
league.
So are you like because I remember in middle school being an athlete was a big part of my identity, even though I really wasn't much of one. But like
would
I
say
was
the
on
same-
ski team.
I feel you on that. Same
I was
exact
very much
way.
like, yeah, dude, I'm a fucking skier. I play
Yep.
football, dude. I like
I'd
baseball.
also enjoy skiing. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you move to high school. You realize I'm not an athlete.
I'm not.
I'm not. What am I fooling myself for?
I'm just a person.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking athlete.
So what's the next phase after that?
Well, like towards the end of middle school, I think is when like my dad gave me some like dinky little camera, and I
Nice.
was like making
Fuck yes.
YouTube videos.
Yep.
Ugh.
Was it
days.
in a, so we talked about this with Jamal and some of the other people. Was
His
this was
origami?
it his, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Xbox Live ones, the
Oh
edits.
yeah, yeah.
Was this an approved YouTube channel or was this a secret, confidential, forbidden YouTube channel?
This was definitely an approved channel.
Nice.
Yeah, my parents were okay with it.
Cool.
I don't remember if I showed my face very often.
Nice.
I
Smart.
don't think I did. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's maybe why they were okay
Yeah.
with it. Also, I think my dad was always super techie, so he wasn't like the other parents.
He was different.
He was different.
But it sounds like he was.
My dad's an interesting
He's
dude.
fucking modding GameCube games.
He
and
was
shit. This is
hacking into
ridiculous.
the mainframe. Like,
yeah, it's
what?
fucking nuts. Okay, so what kind of stuff are you making with this camera? Are you doing like, is this scripted shorts? What's going on?
Yeah, I think mostly scripted shorts. It was like with all the
Sick.
neighborhood kids.
Yes,
You know, my buddy Ryan Bennison lived like right across or right what's the not kitty corner? He lived behind me.
Okay.
That's not even close
Yeah.
to kitty corner.
I don't
Just
know.
wanted to say kitty
Yeah.
corner, I think.
I like that.
Yeah. He,
That's a nice one.
He and I would make little videos. He was on my hockey team too. I think that's
Sick.
why we became friends.
Okay.
But we would just, I don't know, like dumb little like comedy
Yeah.
sketches. Like we did one to the song Titanium, where it was like paper warfare.
Nice.
Like anything that I touched turned to paper. But it was
Cool.
like all we had was Nerf guns, so we were
Yeah.
just making paper guns,
Yeah.
and I would touch it, and like the worst edit cut you've ever seen. Like,
Right.
oh, now it's paper.
Yeah, I can visual it perfectly because I would try to do similar things, but like I didn't have a like your hand. It's like handheld. The lighting's like kind of different.
It's
like
not good.
It's just
I don't know
weird.
what I'm doing at this point.
But it's
at
beautiful,
all.
dude. You're taking those first steps as a youngin. I love it.
As a youngin,
That's what it's
as
all
a jit,
about.
100%, bro.
As a jit, let's fucking go. And does that move on into high school? Now you're like,
Yes.
okay, this is kind of my shit. I kind of like
Definitely, I think I said middle school was when I figured that out, who I was, and I'm always figuring that out. But like,
Sure,
I think
it's
it was
an everyday thing.
High school probably was.
Okay.
Because that was the point, and towards the end of middle school too, where like, but high school was like where my teachers were like, oh, he likes editing, he likes videos, like you can do that for a school project.
Yes.
So I did a lot of that for school projects, and then junior year of high school, I started the film club at my school,
Sick.
which was cool.
Sick, dude.
We had
That's
like
awesome.
50 people come to the first meeting, and then like 10 for everyone after that, and it was
Sick.
just my friends.
Yeah,
but
you got the you want to weed out the fucking people that aren't actually in it for the love of
have
the
to.
game.
You have
And that's
to.
awesome. And also shout out teachers that can recognize that in students. That's just the most special thing
Shout
in the
'em out.
world, I think.
Shout them out, because you don't get that a whole lot. Yeah.
You shout out. I've shouted out Matt Bovin a million times on this show. Who's the big one? But also Quentin Solis and Kimberly Coots, Jennifer Nyberg. That was the English department that I went through at my school. And the digital media department that just was like, obviously this kid has like something, even if he wants to be disruptive in class. Sometimes it's like we can see that there's talent
We'll deal
and
with
drive
it
there.
because of
Yes.
which
and I
is
just think
which
that's
is hype.
God, it's so
You don't
nice.
get that a whole lot.
Yeah, and it's hard to like recognize that they're doing that for you when you're in school because you're in school and it sucks. But like,
Dude.
God, as soon as I left and went to Michigan, I just realized how much those.
Oh my
teachers,
God, I love these teachers. I ended up going back,
nice.
I think like a year or two ago, visit my old high school, and talk to all those teachers.
The
and
old
they were
stomping
all
grounds, dude.
they were so excited to see me. I only had a few that like really fucked with me, but that some of the best conversations I've ever had just with those teachers. They're like, "What are you doing now?" I'm like, "Blah blah 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 blah." And they're
touching.
like,
Because
I made you.
yeah, right. And I think that is even if they would never say it, like I do think that has to be a very, I don't know if vindicating is the right word, but a very like, part of the reason why you get into it is you're shaping these kids' lives.
That's
and
what a teacher wants.
Yeah.
They want to have an impact on these kids, 100%.
And and I think probably you telling them like, man, I should reach back out to all my high school teachers. That's what this is making me
Highly
realize,
recommend.
man. I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so film club, dude. What were is this like a watch movie every week and we'll discuss about it? at the
No,
club,
no,
or
this was a make yeah.
Oh hell
I
yeah!
would like convince all of the teachers and like administrative staff, like, oh, the canned food drive's coming up. Let's make a promo for that. Put it on the morning announcements. You know?
Yes.
And then at the end of my senior year, we did do it was a short. It was like 10, 15 minutes. I think it's called Dreamcatcher.
Nice.
Or the Dreamcatcher.
Sounds
very
very
like high
abstract.
school, super wild.
Yeah, dude. High school highbrow should be its own genre, dude. Kids that are just like realizing that they think they can do.
It was a lot of ego on set, you
yeah.
know. And I think the biggest drawback, at least for me, was we didn't know like how to properly record audio. So like at the end of high school, I was working as a dishwasher at this place, Wilson's Pub and Grill, like right by my house.
All right.
And I convinced my manager, like, can you let us film here for like a day? She was like, sure. But when we got there, the fridges were so loud.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, working in a
Like,
in a bar and grill.
Oh my God. And we didn't have like, I was like, oh, the microphone in my camera is gonna be perfect.
Sure.
We didn't have an external mic.
Yeah.
And so
It just sounded like shit.
you could barely hear it. So I remember like there was this dude, Mike, I don't even remember his last name, barely knew him, but he was the main actor, and him and this girl were the ones talking in the restaurant. And this girl, Maya Hawking, Bella Hawking.
Shout out Bella Hawking.
Shout out Bella Hawking. And I had to have Bella and him come over for like a week straight and hours of just ADR. We would like, they would try and like lip sync it up. And then,
damn, well, respect for doing ADR though.
No, because even at the end, like if you watch it back,
looks
it's like,
so bad.
that's not right. That's not how she said that at all.
But still, like if that was me at that stage, I probably would have been like, oh, fuck it. We're just running with the,
We're just going for
the
it.
fridge is diegetic
Yep.
sound. It has a purpose. That's cool. Okay, so you're doing that, and then you graduate.
I do
high
graduate.
school, and then what? What's the plan now? You know you like making movies, but
Yeah.
you don't want to go to film school right away, or you
Well,
do,
I did. And I remember like I really wanted to go to UMich. That was like
Okay.
a big thing for me for my whole life because my dad went there. I think we all aspire to be like our dads.
Absolutely. Same
And,
thing here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 100%. And like even back in elementary school, my friend made a bet with me because I was like, I like Michigan more than you do. And he was like, he made a bet that I wouldn't wear Michigan shirts every day. So for, I think it was 5th grade to 7th grade, I just wore Michigan shirts. If you look back at any pictures of me in school,
You're in
if it
maize
wasn't
and blue.
Halloween, I was wearing a Michigan shirt.
I love that.
And I did
Let's
not
go.
get in. I got deferred. I was on the wait list.
Okay.
Did not get in. Went to MSU.
Okay.
Met my best friend for sure at that time, which was hype. So I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, and you know, I had like, you know, half my friends from high school all went to Michigan State, and very
school.
sick place to go to school too. Like
a
you're just
fantastic
going to have so much, and all of those people like are going like probably like obviously I love Ann Arbor more than anything. I would probably say they probably had more fun than I
Oh,
did,
it's a
and
party
that
school.
the average Wolverine, like the average Spartan, probably has a more fun college experience than, than the average Wolverine.
It was a party school. I had maybe one of those moments. I was never like a partier.
Never been a big partier either.
No, well, I
myself.
like them. I was working.
Yeah.
I had
Okay.
started Blue Puffin like
Okay.
end of junior year, and it
Of college?
of
High school. Okay. Shit. I didn't realize it went all the way back.
it goes
that far.
back.
Okay.
It goes back. But it didn't pick up until freshman year of college.
Okay.
And at that point, it was like mostly mitzvahs. So it would be like most weekends I was going home to see like my ex-girlfriend and my family and then do a mitzvah. So I'd be gone the whole weekend. And that's when people did all of the things.
Right. That's when
So I
everyone
didn't
fucking
get to do
partied.
any of that, yeah.
You're filming Bar Mitzvahs.
Yep.
Okay. So Blue
I was at my own
Puffin-
party.
I was partying with teenagers.
That is what.
So okay. Well, I want to talk about Blue Puffin.
Okay.
So you start that in high school as like a way to make money, as just to go shoot events. Because when does it start first as like it doesn't? Does it start as a social media thing?
No, that didn't happen till
College. Okay.
like sophomore year college.
Okay, so talk to me about just the idea to start. You like filming shit. You
Well, I
have
like
film
filming.
club.
I actually remember this very distinctly. Like I had a conversation. My dad is like a big old inspiration for me. Love that man. Shout out my
Shout out
dad.
Pops, for
Shout
real.
out Pops. He had one of those like, what do you want to do conversations with me? Because I was dishwashing at the time and I was like making, I don't know, like $600 a month or something small.
Yeah.
And like I had a car, so it would all just go to gas to
Yeah,
drive me to
right,
work and
right.
school and back. And I would always, you know, like I liked it in the beginning. Like, you know, every kid, I think at least, you know, in my experience, has that moment when they get their first job and they're like, I'm
working,
a man
independent.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
absolutely.
person. I'm a real person. And so that was me for a little bit. But then towards the end, I was like, why am I washing dishes? I don't like this. I don't like this.
I'm not setting myself up for my career. Yeah.
And so my dad was like, you know, why are you doing that if you don't like it? And I was like, oh, you know, money. And he was like, you don't think you could be doing that other ways? And I'm like, oh. And he's like, well, what do you want to do when you get to college? And I was like, oh, I want to be an engineer, which is what he was. And I liked math and I liked building things. I was
Cool.
a big Lego kid.
Cool.
So I was like,
You could see yourself doing that.
yeah, I was like, I guess this is what I will do as an adult, even though I never thought about it at all.
The day to day of that
Yeah.
might look like. Yeah.
Get real monotonous.
I had a similar thing where I don't want to sidetrack too hard,
No.
but like freshman year when I was like starting to tell my parents like I think I want to do comedy and do, you know, entertainment, film, TV, something.
Yes.
And they were like, we'll support you if that's really what you want to do, but are you sure that there's not anything else? And so there was like one semester where I was like, I think I could be an architect. And so I took an intro to
That
engineering
sounds
class.
real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, do blueprints. I could do blueprints.
Enjoy writing
And then, yeah,
blueprints.
exactly. I had like one class in high school where like I realized what the day-to-day of doing that would be like. And I was like, oh, I'd probably kill myself if I had to do that.
Like 40, 50 years of this.
Oh,
Oh my God. I can't even
God.
take 1 hour of class.
Literally,
I hear you
exactly.
on that.
So okay.
Yeah. So he was like, you don't want to be an engineer.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what you want to do,
I've
but he
seen
didn't say
I've
it.
seen how you are.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
parents
that's
know.
not what they do.
Yeah.
And he was very like kin to that. And he was like, what do you really want to do? And I was like, well, like I really want to, go into film, I think, or like something like that. But I was like, even as like a 16-year-old kid, I felt like a grizzled old man. I'm like, that's just a pipe dream. Like that'll never.
I'll never fucking.
Yeah.
The odds are too stacked against me.
Nothing's in my favor. And he was like, you should go and do that, and you should just try. He's like, I don't think, he always told me, even as a kid, he would say in the car, like, his big phrase was like, do what you love and the money will come.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it.
Nice.
And I always thought that was so cool. And so I started Blue Puff, and he's like, just try, like, just find, friends and family that you want to do, videos for. And I had a side job as like a bar mitzvah photo booth operator at the time.
Cool.
So I kind of knew some people in the mitzvah scene in Metro
You
Detroit.
had connections.
And the dude who ran the photo booth, Ryan, who was also like my age, young entrepreneur type.
It's a good young go-getter.
I love that dude, actually. He's
Hell
working.
yeah.
That's a whole sidetrack. Remind me of this
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
He's working for One Condoms right now. And
Doing what?
I guess condom related business.
Condom tasks.
Yeah.
Cool. He's in the
he's a-
testing
he's a-
department at the condom department.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sick job, dude. Didn't know you could do that. I like that.
And he got me. This is so like jumping forward now for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He ended up getting me, when I had the TikTok, a brand deal with One Condom.
Oh,
And I totally forgot to
goated
bring it. So
sponsorship.
remind me.
Okay.
Remind me when I next time I see you.
Yeah.
I have a limited amount of Blue Puffin custom condoms.
Oh,
And I give them to all the
mean.
homies.
Have you ever used one?
No, that's sacrilege, dude. I could never. Also, they would definitely break.
I was gonna say, dude, it's
Yeah.
not like screen printed out. It's like that Community episode, dude.
Yeah.
Do not use those.
But you get one of those 100%.
Oh, thank God.
But back
That's
when he
awesome.
was doing photo booths, Photo was his company.
Okay.
He was like, yo, I have an aunt or a cousin that wants a mitzvah done. She's like, I need, some kid that is going to do it for cheap.
Okay.
And it was like that party was the moment that I was like, I don't think I want to do mitzvahs forever.
Yeah.
But like, this is something I should try and get into, because it was like $600 for one video. And I was like, this
That was
is
a
what I
week
make
of
in a
work.
month
Yeah.
at
Oh, shit.
Wilson's,
Yeah.
cleaning dishes 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah, and this is still something that I kind of like.
And
to do.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I got in there. I quit
Okay,
I quit
cool.
Wilson's,
Yeah.
and I had like saved up some money that I didn't spend on gas or like whatever bullshit I was buying in high
Teenager shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Weed.
school. Yeah, probably. And I bought like a gimbal and a real camera
Oh, sick.
and a lens, and I shot this mitzvah, and she loved it.
Cool.
She loved it, and she recommended me to like someone she knew. So they
go.
recommended me to
The
someone,
network is expanding.
and then it just like kind of
Hell yeah.
moved upwards from there, like very slow at first, but that was where like the start came. Was
Okay.
the Metro Detroit mitzvahs.
Okay, so then when you're at Michigan State, are you still driving back to Detroit to do?
Yeah,
bar
and I didn't have a
mitzvahs?
car at the time because I had a Chevy
Are you
Cruze
taking
in
the
high
Greyhound?
school. What's that? No,
Taking the-
no, it was my friend Noel. He would-
Nice. Wow.
and it was like he would just drive because he commuted
Okay.
from
Oh,
right
nice.
by like Novi, like
Okay, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
by West Bloomfield, and so he would drive me back for these weekends that I would come home, which was basically every weekend.
Okay.
And I'd do my little thing,
Do you dance?
and then my mom would drive me up on Sunday or something.
Nice.
My dad or whoever was available, and that was freshman year.
And was that starting to feel like, how do I transition this into something like? So how do we get from that to Blue Puff and the digital media brand?
The digital media brand. I never like. Even in freshman year, I didn't have like the thought of doing a TikTok or anything. Although I will say, like, a lot of the reason I like film now is because of like, you know, like B-roll YouTube culture back in the day. You know what I mean? You've seen those videos.
Yeah, for sure.
I would watch like a lot of like Rocket Jump, Corridor Digital, fucking Casey
Oh man,
Neistat
Freddie
a
Wong
little
was the
bit.
best.
Oh, you know Freddie Wong. That's so hype.
Zach King. Did you ever watch Zach King?
Of course.
Yeah.
Sienna just saw him.
I know. That was
it's just
sick.
wild.
That was like a blast from the past. I remember.
know.
All those
She said his
videos.
name. I was like,
yeah.
Final Cut King? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Wait, so did you? So you must have like video game high school then.
Bro, VGHS dog with fucking Harley as the dean.
So sick, dude.
Epic Mealtime as the dean.
So sick.
So
Wait,
sick.
okay. Well, I don't have a. It's not often that I get to talk about this generation of YouTube. Were you a SourceFed fan at all?
I don't
ever?
even know what that is.
Okay, Philip DeFranco ever?
Ooh, that name sounds so familiar.
He was like a news guy. He was kind of. Did you ever? Okay, I'm just gonna start throwing names.
Random. Well, Smosh.
Smosh.
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
Smosh. I almost brought up Smosh in News of the Week today
Really?
because the new Smosh. Do you watch? Probably haven't watched Smosh since middle school, right?
Fun fact: the same dude, Guy Shalem, like 3 years ago, he was like, "Hey, come hop on this Zoom call with me and the new Smosh CEO," and I was like,
Nice.
"What the fuck?"
Nice.
And I thought I was gonna see Ian and Anthony, but I didn't even. I hadn't watched it in years. And it's like it went from Ian and Anthony to now Anthony's not really in it anymore.
Yeah. And Ian's back.
He's been in it. He never left, I don't think.
Okay.
And he's still like acting like how he did, and he's like 30 something now.
Right.
It's just a little weird. It's like but it's like a business now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I recently
It's like 80 employees.
Yeah, I recently tried to apply to be an assistant editor and didn't hear anything back.
That's
from
hype
them.
though.
But I mean, there was one of the News of the Week pieces that we were gonna talk about was that 2 of the Smosh cast members just got married.
No way.
And it was a
To each other?
secret marriage. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because everyone had been shipping them and they weren't public about their relationship at all for the last like 5 years. And then they dropped the marriage announcement on April
Crazy.
Fools.
Oh,
and,
what?
But it's real. And
April 2nd, it's still there.
Yeah.
They didn't take the post down.
None of this matters.
Yeah. It's still cool.
It's kind of fun.
I love this.
Smosh was big. Ray William Johnson. Did you ever watch Equals 3?
Of course, dude. Oh my God. Bro, with the
some
fucking
nice blast
what was
from
the
past.
background? Just like a million different
Yeah,
little
just
like
all
pictures.
the little pictures on the wall. God, early YouTube. Really, I guess that's kind of like mid YouTube.
That was
nice.
Yes.
Anyways, how did we get here? I don't remember.
I don't either.
Oh, because like watching Corridor Digital was huge.
That definitely like I would watch a lot of that. There's like Rob Dyke. I don't know if you know Rob Dyke.
Rob Dyke, I've heard the name. Were you ever watch any Rooster Teeth affiliates ever? Okay, so
But
when are you like, I gotta go global with
I
this
gotta
bitch.
let's take this bitch
Let's get
global.
this fucker on the internet.
It happened low key by accident.
Okay.
Because obviously like end of college freshman year was like COVID hit.
Yeah.
And I had so many mitzvahs lined up. And like I remember there was one, it was like COVID hit. I fucking ran into Luke's room. I was like, dude, we're not in school anymore.
Yeah.
And then I got back to my room, and one of my roommates was from New York. He was gone within an hour of finding out. He was on a
It
flight.
happened so fast.
It was crazy. I was like, everything just turned upside down. And then 2 days later, I had maybe, I think it was like 14 clients at the same time were like, hey, we have to get our deposit back. So like all I was doing pretty much at that point was events.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm fucking ruined.
Yeah, it came
like,
out of necessity basically.
like, yeah, I'm like, unless a mitzvah has like 5 people, like which that's the whole family.
And it's not a great video.
That's just a dinner. That's just a dinner between the family. I'm like that. I'm cooked. And so that summer was rough. I kind of just stopped doing stuff. And then sophomore year, I think it was maybe in the summer that I started it. Yeah, it was in the summer. I was like, you know what? I've tried to be a YouTuber in the past. Let's do that. And I tried that, and it did not go well.
Yeah. Well, our generation has this like internal calling to post content on YouTube.
Something about being a 2000s kid. It's just like you just want to like
It's
even like when you put the
imprinted on us
camera
so
up,
hard.
part of me is just like,
yeah, dude.
What's up, guys?
I'm
You know?
a YouTuber,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a product of, I guess, just consuming, like mainlining that content into our
straight
brains
to the
for
amygdala, dude.
years.
Yeah. The frontal lobe.
So, what are the first videos that Blue Puffin puts?
It was like filmmaking tips on YouTube, and I think I tried that for like a month. It just wasn't working, and it was so much work that I was like, let's try something different.
Yeah.
And I had not even had a TikTok until this point. Like all my friends were on it. Maybe I downloaded it like at the end, like right when COVID started. But I was like, well, like maybe I could try making TikTok videos. And so I made like 7, and I got really into it because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah. Right.
It was the
all
summer.
you have is time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was summer. Like I had no work going on, and so I remember I posted this one video. I had two accounts because I was at the same time I was trying to do Blue Puffin on my personal account. I was trying to be like little like TikTok comedian.
Yeah. Doing some bits.
And I had 2 posts that went out on one day where it was like I don't even remember the bit on my personal, but on the Blue Puffin one, it was like this like light reveal like tutorial video on like how to do it. It was like I put a beanie on like a C-stand, and then I passed a light over it, and in camera it looked really cool, and you could make like for like promo videos for like products.
Cool,
you could do stuff with it.
Tricks.
And I made like a little tutorial for that, and then my whole family went to go see Wonder Woman, the new Wonder Woman
84
movie.
or was it the original one at this
whatever
point?
the one Gal Gadot like oh shoot, I don't even know. This was
Is it not the one with Pedro Pascal in it?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, we went to see Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I want to say it was Wonder Woman 84.
That's probably it. Yeah. It's the one where it starts out with like a big race between a bunch of the like super women on the island.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's 84.
And
horrible movie. You liked it?
No.
Because I was a fan of the original Wonder Woman, and and then I felt like they just fucking. I don't think
it looked good visually.
Yeah. Well, Patty J. Yeah. Anyways,
it was a good movie.
You come out of Wonder Woman 84,
and like I come out of Wonder Woman, and I turn my phone back on because you turn it off in a theater. You gotta be you gotta be respectful.
Not an asshole.
I'm not a dick. And I turned it on, and for the first time ever, I see like so many notifications from TikTok, and I remember going to my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I'm going to be a comedian, because I thought it was a personal account.
I thought it was the bits.
I was like, they loved it. They hated it. It got like 80 views. But the light wrap tutorial got like a ton. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is actually so much better than what I thought it was.
It's more sustainable, certainly.
So sustainable. And so for the rest of that summer, and then especially like sophomore year of high school, or of college rather, I was just like that. I mean, I was still doing Blue Puffin stuff because COVID was kind of loosening up a little bit towards the end of sophomore year. But it was like I just became like a fucking social media dude, which I never thought I would be. And it was like, looking back on it, like I think I wasted a lot of that time that I could have been doing other stuff. You kind of sell your soul a little bit. Yeah. Not going to lie.
Yeah, there is definitely a trade-off there when you're trying to just feed the algorithm to stay on top of everything.
It's weird, like trying to go viral, but it makes sense, and I do like that. Yeah. And I think I might get back into that because I haven't posted in like a year and a half. But that was like my sophomore year. It was in my room, and I would make these videos. I'd try and pump out like one a day for a while. And slowly grew it from there, and that kind of fed into other stuff, which was super cool.
And then when do you decide to fucking switch sides, Michigan State to Michigan?
That was sophomore year. Okay. I think I completely like went past that, but like maybe 2 months before COVID, I was like, I got the email that it was like, your transfer's been accepted, like you're accepted into Michigan, and I was like, hell yeah.
Peace out.
Buddy Luke was so upset when I told him.
It is your best friend.
Yeah, well, he still is.
Okay.
But I remember I told him there's like this thing called Sparties, which is like the little like branded cafes that they have that you can spend like Spartan cash on.
Sure.
And he was sitting in there, and I ran up to him. I'm like freaking out, like screaming, like, dude, I just got into U of M, like, holy fuck. And I ran back out. And like he told me later, like everyone in the cafe was like, "Fuck this dude."
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that dude.
If I was in that, sick move, power move. Fuck all of you guys. I'm going to Michigan. If I was in that cafe, I'm like, "Fuck this guy." Fuck so that's cool. So then, okay. So now move to Ann Arbor. Still kind of in COVID though.
Very much in COVID. This was the first like true COVID year.
Did they put you in Northwoods?
Well, so I didn't transfer. No, I was in an apartment. I was in corner house lofts.
Nice.
Right. I was living with my friend Connor from high school. He had been there. He was also a transfer. He was in Hope College.
Nice.
It was a small Christian college.
Sure. Yeah.
In like the central Michigan area.
I'm familiar with Hope.
I never actually been, but a couple of my friends went there.
I know the Hope Calvin rivalry is
I had a friend
as
at Calvin.
strong of a rivalry as
Yeah.
you'll find in the state. And then whatever they're fucking doing.
They're at
over
each
there.
other's throats.
Like I know the
Why
difference.
can't we all get along?
And then you're taking film classes right away at Michigan.
Yep, I was in. It was nice because Corner House is right next to North Quad.
Okay, cool.
Um,
right where all
Literally
the
across
film
the
shit
street.
is.
Yeah. And so, but it
Sick.
didn't matter because it was all online.
Nothing's in there.
It was like the biggest, saddest moment ever.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even get to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
All of the goddamn resources
Yeah,
that
they're
made this
gone.
worth it. They're
gone.
locked out.
I mean, that would be junior year.
Yeah.
So junior year, I think junior year was when I felt very solidified with everything. That was when the TikTok was big.
Nice.
There was mitzvahs still, and they were majorly coming back at that point, but also like promos and like, people found me on social
You're
media.
working. You're working.
I'm working. And because I was working, I was like, I kind of felt similar to freshman year where it was like, and also sophomore year where it was like, damn, like I am just doing school and work and that's it.
Yeah.
Because it was like full time.
Yeah.
It would literally be go to class, chat with people in class, blah, blah, blah. Maybe hang out once a week, maybe.
Yeah.
And then that's just hit the grind, fucking edit and do all
And
this
Blue
shit.
Puffin's getting pretty big.
On TikTok, yeah.
You're reaching multiple other circles with
Yeah.
a couple 100,000 on there.
Yeah, I think so at that point.
Very cool.
I don't remember exactly like what was when, but yeah, it was definitely cool. And but I was like kind of sick of it. I was like,
Yeah.
at this point, like I don't think I've learned anything much.
You didn't feel like you were getting better necessarily as a filmmaker.
Yeah, and I also felt like the biggest reason that I even went to college was like I want to meet people.
Yeah.
And I was doing that a little bit, but it was like I haven't even really gotten to do this because of COVID.
Yeah, right.
And then now I'm working, and so I was already thinking about like dropping out. But I was like, I'm 2 years in, like blah blah blah, like I'll just do the junior year, see how I feel. And then halfway through junior year, I was really thinking about it. I was like very like bad spot in my life, like just, and towards the end of sophomore year still, but like beginning of junior year, I was living with my best friend from high school, Andrew Reese. Shout out Reezy, what a legend.
Shout out Reezy.
Shout out Reezy. That's the dude right there. And it was just like, man, I do the exact same thing I have no time.
I remember that feeling.
Yeah, it sucks.
And like you're taking gen ed, like you're fucking taking online econ 101. You're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah,
Tough.
super tough.
It's tough shit.
And so I remember the moment that I just watched the Jamal episode.
Yeah.
Do you know how Jamal was like, he had that moment where he was, and I've talked about this with him, where he was like running to class and then he was just like,
Why?
he remembered he had free will.
Yeah. He broke free from the Matrix.
It was at the end of, there were two things that made me drop out, but this was I'll talk about the first portion that happened second, which is confusing. But the actual straw that broke the camel's back was I had this class called Digital Bodies, which was in North Quad.
Okay.
And taught by this very new teacher, Yvette. And it was like, I was very interested in it from the description. It was like a feminism study, but through like digital technology and like new modern era shit, like cyborg stuff. Like,
cool.
Like
Very much a Michigan class.
super, very Michigan, very liberal arts.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was the only dude in the class. It was like 20 people. I was the only dude who was in there. And it was hype. Like the people were dope. We had a good time. But it always felt like we would end class an hour early. It was a 3-hour class. We'd always end an hour, sometimes 2 hours early. And I was like, she doesn't even seem like she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Like not like she doesn't know what she's talking about, but like she would like have us like, oh, like what do you guys want to do today? Like
Yeah.
what?
And I also felt like there was definitely not all, like there's obviously amazing teachers there, but
Yeah.
it was very clear very early on when you enrolled in a class when a teacher was probably equally or more concerned with their own research project
Yes.
or something
yeah.
they're working on than the class. Like the class was like their second side hustle. Like, and that was a bit annoying. Like I understand it, but like, come on.
Like this is a job to you,
Right.
I can tell.
Yeah.
That's not what you want in a teacher. You want those high school teachers
Exactly.
that want to see you succeed and all that.
Exactly.
And it was the finals. It was like our finals for the class.
Yeah.
We could do whatever we wanted within some sort of set of something. It was very broad. And I was working on some video. I don't remember. It was like had something to do with social media because that was like my life at the time.
Right, sure.
But there was this one girl. I went into class, and it was the first day of finals. This was the first presentation we saw. 20 of us in the class, all girls and me, and then just me. And she's like, I'm gonna be like talking about I'll be honest, I've explained this story so many times. I still don't know what the project was. All I know was it was the biggest projector screen you've ever seen.
IMAX projector.
The lights went off and the projector screen went on, and it was not just any porn, but like hardcore, like throat fucking, gang bangs, blah blah blah. Like, and she was like, I think she was trying to like destigmatize it.
Oh dear.
And like in the fucking video, it cuts halfway through to a wide shot of her apartment where she had gotten 10 of her friends to do the same thing, and they're watching the video. And I remember thinking about, I'm like looking around the room, everyone's got the same thought in their head, like, what the fuck is going on?
Everyone maintained,
except for Yvette. Yvette was just like, oh yes, yeah.
Very interesting. But dude, because if I'm in that class and that happens, I'm just cracking up. Like I'm just like,
yeah, I was so hard not to laugh.
And then like
I wanted to cry.
I imagine that environment. You can't. You gotta be really on your
dude,
guard.
I was like, I can't say a word right now. I just gotta bear this one out.
Okay, so that was the breaking. That was the breaking point.
I walked out of that class, and I think the next day I dropped out.
Nice.
I didn't even finish the final.
Sure, why would you? If you're dropping out,
or like actually, it was I just stopped taking the classes.
Okay.
Like that was my last class that I had to take, and I didn't finish the final. Still passed the class.
Nice.
But so I got the credits. So 2.5 years in, I'm like, I am now a dropout.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, the first thing that happened before Pornfest,
Pornfest 2022
was cut back to Guy Shalab.
Yeah.
Hadn't talked to him in a while. I worked with him a lot sophomore year on like a startup he had called Sizzle, which is the company that we all did the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp thing through. So it's still going. I just wasn't in it anymore.
Yeah.
Hadn't talked to him in a while. He hit me up. He's like, yo, I'm about to be going to Israel in a few weeks with Bryan Singer, and I didn't know who it was. Also, a lot of things to unpack about Bryan Singer. But the thing is, as a college kid who's never been in that circle,
like, thinking about dropping out, here's a fucking opportunity.
Exactly. And I just remember he was like, so Bryan, doesn't really work with people. I just was going to be doing like video and editing, like behind the scenes video.
Yeah.
It was a documentary. And that never even ended up getting made. But they were like, he was like, he needs to meet you before like he's gonna work with you because he can't just have some random on the team.
He's got to make sure you're
tight enough,
locked down, dude. Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
If you're fucking,
none of that.
Yeah, right. Of course.
But he was just like, are you gonna be in New York by chance? Like in a couple days? And I'm like, yes. Like as I'm buying the plane ticket.
Sure.
I am going to be there. What time again?
I could be in New York. What neighborhood?
And so I'm sparing the details here, but I went there, stayed with Demetrius, and
Fields.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolute legend.
Fucking just headlined Ann Arbor Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Fucking
He's
absolute legend.
The man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see him in New York
Awesome.
in like a month or so.
Tell him I say hi.
He was here recently. Next time he will come back 100%.
Oh man, I would love to get him on the podcast.
Oh dude, he would be
hilarious.
He would be fantastic. I will tell him 100%.
All right.
And he let me stay with him and met Bryan. So many stories that I will tell you about.
Yeah.
In private.
We don't have to get those on.
There's some crazy ones.
Yeah.
But it went well, and they flew me to Israel. Stayed in a fucking pod for a week.
Wow.
And then stayed in a hotel for another week. And it was so symbolic to me. This is where I'll end the conversation on this. But it was so symbolic to me because the 2 weeks I was out there was finals. It was the week before finals week and the week after.
Okay.
We ended, by the way, Digital Bodies. We finished that class like 2 weeks before actual finals.
Yeah,
week.
of course.
Just so the timeline makes sense. Yeah,
because that had shit to do.
We were never in that class for the 3 hours, and we didn't even finish the 15 weeks.
Damn, man, dude, very cool experiences. And so then we're at an hour 15 here, so we got to start. I know.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
Hey, no, that was beautiful. And then I just want to like get, how does that, so now you're fucking living dropout life, which is badass, by the way.
Thanks.
The only thing cooler than being a college graduate is being a college dropout.
You had 2 dropouts on the podcast in a row.
Fucking so sick. I love it, dude. I love it. Love the energy. And then, so when are you like LA? LA's the move. Let's get us back out here. Let's get to the full circle.
I had came out here like quite a bit visiting. Guy would have me stay out here, and then these dudes, Sam and Jeremy. And I'd always like, even back like way before I went to college, I was thinking about going to school here, like Chapman or USC, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that, because I was too scared to move. But after all that, and then senior year, I was living in Michigan on my own, and I was like, kind of just like, I like Ann Arbor, I like my people here, but like I feel like I need to do something.
Yeah.
And so I made the move. I was like, I'm gonna go to LA.
Fuck yeah, and you're liking it, man.
I'm loving it.
We're loving having you out here. It's cool. We got a nice network. Obviously, I've said that on I think every episode of the show.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's another thing that's so cool is like I feel like because I dropped out and because I was always working and COVID, I didn't even get here to U of M till sophomore year. Like I always thought like you and Sienna and Ben, like I thought you guys were so fucking cool, and I was like, damn, I want to be in that group.
Yeah.
And now I do feel like I at least get to like the chance to be in that group.
Yeah, and I mean it's just like I know it is like it's just nice having people. It's like friendly faces. It is so huge.
I love every one of them.
Yeah, and I think I didn't. I lived in Michigan my whole life until a few months ago, so I never fully grasped like how much friendly faces really fucking like was important until I got out here, and it's all crazy and breakneck pace, like such culture shock and whiplash, and it's
my god, yeah.
Oh my
so
god,
different.
To be able to talk to someone that just you're on the same page with about just home, like
you remember those snowy days.
Yeah, man.
Putting ice cubes in your toilet, praying
for a snow day. Spoon under the pillow. Come on, please. Oh, Aaron, this is a lot of fun, man. I hope you enjoyed. It. Obviously, you'll be back on the show.
Fantastic. I fucking love that.
It was a fun 3-week stretch there, going back to basics. We got the next Jake Primack makes his triumphant return to the show.
Jake Primack's coming back. He was there in the earlier episodes.
He's like episode, I want to say 3 or 4 of the show.
Yeah.
And outside of Tommy, the most viewed episode of the program is Jake's. So he's coming back, and of course I told him if he comes back, we're not allowed to just chat. I'm going to make him do impressions for most of the show.
Dude, he's got a lot.
He's got a full
that could be the
bag.
whole show.
That's what I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna write up some scripts.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna write some back scripts.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make him read them. I'm gonna make him table read the whole thing himself.
He's voice acting.
I've heard, so I'm definitely gonna get him to do some of that too. But
you should.
A lot of fun stuff, man. A lot of fun stuff in the future. Thank you for coming on the show. And anything, you sure you don't want to plug anything else? Blue Puffin's been inactive for a little bit, but
super inactive. I don't got anything to plug.
Right.
Plug all the people out here. Fucking love every one of you.
And if you're listening, move to Los Angeles.
Move here. It's a very cool
dreams.
place. There's a lot of stuff out here for you.
Thank you guys. We love you. Oh, and Deaf Noodles Comedy Club, April 17th, 8 p.m.
Deaf
Please
Noodles.
come.
Be
Please
there.
come.